All right, what is up everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking all about the Ultimate Direction Adventure Vest. There's a lot of things to really like about this pack, I'll tell you that up front, but there's also a lot of things that might leave you maybe scratching your head and wondering why they were implemented that way. So let's get into it. Well, thank you so much for sticking around. I do need to let you know Ultimate Direction sent this out to me for review, but this is not a sponsored video, so I can say whatever I want. And I've been using this vest for a couple weeks now, run plenty of miles in it, so I have a really good feeling of what this vest offers and what are its shortcomings. And I'm going to approach this specifically from an Ultrarunner's perspective, because that's me. I do trail running, ultra running up to 100 miles. That's what I'm bringing to the table. That's my skill set. That's my experience. So let's talk about a couple features. And right away, as you're checking this vest out in a store or online, if you're looking at pictures, you'll notice that it only comes with one bottle. And that's because there's only one spot for it. It's up here, front right spot. This bottle strap is actually really nice. You can get it really tight, and then you can bring this elastic band over the top, and it holds your bottle in there really securely. There is a upgraded rail sliding system to these front sternum straps, and I actually really like this a lot. I felt like it was really easy to dial in exactly where I wanted these straps to come across my chest, and they didn't move while I was running. In front of the bottle, we have two little tiny pockets up front, kind of a regular size goo, like barely fits in there, and the gels that I use, these Martin gels, they don't go all the way in. They do stick out a little bit. You can't get them completely in there, and so I didn't really feel like that was super secure, so I just used these pockets up front for trash. Moving right below it, we have a pretty nice zipper pocket that is really, really stretchy, so you can get a lot of stuff in there. I used this for my iPod. I put my phone in here at different times. I really like having a zipper pocket up front. I think this is something that all vests should do, because there's a lot of times where there's not some sort of zipper pockets somewhere up front. That kind of stresses me out a little bit. If I have something valuable like an iPod or something, or maybe headphones or something, I want to be able to stash them in a zipper pocket so that I know that even if I take a big fall or I bend over to tie my shoes or something, that is not going to fall out. Staying on the same side, moving up to the top, we've got this pouch up here. And this is an interesting one. It's for a GPS tracker. I didn't find this super useful because I have a spot device. You'll see that when the spot device is in here, it's actually, the pocket is like way too big, and it just bounced around a lot. Like it was kind of all over the place because this is held in with just an elastic cord right here. So if you have a Garmin InReach, I guess it is sized perfectly for that. Good thing is though, you can take this pocket completely off. It might be useful to keep on though. Like honestly, you could use this little pocket for like trash or anything maybe light, maybe like putting like a folded up map or something in there. That could be useful to keep this pocket around, but I tried it once, took it off for the rest of my runs. Moving around to the left side of the vest, up top you have a little tiny zipper pocket, and this is the place that I stored my key. For me personally, I like having my key in a spot that I can just touch real quick to make sure it's still there, didn't go anywhere. Then moving right below that, kind of an interesting decision from Ultimate Direction over here. This zipper right here, this is called a burrito pocket. That's exactly what it's called. But I did put my phone in here, and I felt like it was really secure because, again, another zipper. You have a lot of different storage options and kind of a lot of volume right there, but you are missing a bottle, and that's going to kind of become a factor in this review as we move forward. Right below that, opposite this zipper pocket on the right side, on the left side, we have the same size pocket. There's just no zipper on it. So this was really great for stashing a bunch of gels down here. Moving around to the back, just a couple more features, and then I'll start telling you some of my opinions of all of this. Up top, we have a massive pocket that's a zipper pocket, and this, you could fit a big down coat in here. There's also an interesting feature here. We've got a integrated rain fly. So you can undo this and just pop it right out and bring it over the top of the back of your vest. and you can cover up anything that you have in there. There's these bungee strap fasteners on the side and the bottom, and this works really, really well. And you can see in the video that today it was pouring rain. I did my 10-mile run, and it worked really great. The only problem that shows up when you use the Rainfly is that you can't access any of the pockets without taking it off. I mean, when it's warm, it's not that hard to kind of like get these on and off, but when your hands are cold and your fingers aren't really moving very well, I was actually having a lot of problems getting this on and off. The only other negative thing to this is that since it is supposed to keep water out, when you put it down and kind of like stow it away, it's also completely covering your back, and so it really reduces the amount of airflow that can come in and out. So for me personally, I just rolled it up and I used this strap right here that's meant to support the weight of your water reservoir if you put one back there. And for me, that worked just great because that allowed the airflow to come in and out for my back to keep that cool. Right below it, we have another really big pocket. Interesting zipper design. As you can see here, the zipper goes across one side and then across the top. Then on the outside as well, with no zipper, we have two pretty good sized pockets that are just stretchy. And then there's a bungee system on the outside that you can really easily stash like a coat or something. All right, so that's all the pockets and features of the vest. As far as some specs go, the vest itself weighs 269 grams with the bottles. That's 9.5 ounces. The bottle itself can hold 500 milliliters of water, fluid, anything like that. And then the total volume of the pack, Ultimate Direction says, is 17 liters. And that is a lot. And we're kind of getting on the edge of where I would consider maybe too much. Now, where this would make sense is if you're doing maybe a 100-miler or even a 200-miler, where part of the day you're gonna need shorts and a t-shirt. It's gonna be really hot, but you might be going up into the mountains, or you might be going into the night that's gonna get really cold, and you're gonna need pants, you're gonna need extra base layers, mid layers, you're gonna need a coat, you're gonna need a down jacket, something like that. That's where this would make a lot of sense, because in the back you can pack a ton of stuff. All right, so let's talk about likes and dislikes and what I wish Ultimate Direction would change with this pack. First up, the storage space is incredible. Tons of storage space in the back. I think that this pack will do absolutely great for day trips, hikes, winter runs, any type of races. You're gonna need a lot of extra clothes or supplies in between aid stations. As far as how it feels on me, it really sits really well. I mean, you can see bounce in the video, but I was able to fasten it down really well to where I didn't really feel it bouncing on me. I felt like the weight distribution of these shoulder straps did a really good job. Had no complaints about the feelings or anything like that. Nothing was like rubbing me raw or anything like that. Just felt pretty good. I think this back cinch system is really great. It's got these like two little cords right here that you can pull one side tight and then you can pull the other side tight. Like, you can really customize this fit really well with these two sternum straps that are adjustable as far as to where they cross your chest. And then with this back cinch system, it's just, I mean, really, really great. Like, I felt like I was able to really dial this fit in. And the last like is the front system. Like, I really do like all of these elastic pockets. Pretty much everything up front is elastic and stretchy. And then the zippers, I really do like the zippers, especially if I'm carrying my phone or something expensive like headphones or something like that I don't want to fall out and get lost, especially if I trip and stumble or something like that. All right, now officially moving on to dislikes. And the first one, the biggest one, number one, only having a single bottle. Just think that that's a big miss for Ultrarunners. I mean, the most obvious thing that I would probably do is stick my second water bottle in this stretchy pouch back here. And then when the one up front emptied out, I would switch them, but that's kind of like hard to reach. It's not super convenient. If you're in a race where the aid stations are close enough that you only need one bottle, you probably don't need all this storage either. Next up is the trekking pole straps. I just feel like these are not really working for me. Getting this bottom section into here in this little strap was very difficult while running. The only thing that I will say though is once I got them in, there is some rubber on the back of these straps where it does kind of hold it there, and I didn't have them slip out. Like, I was really afraid of that. That's one of the kind of downsides of these actual poles that I have right here, is that there's nothing up top here to kind of hold them in once they're strapped in. Yeah, it was just kind of a nightmare trying to get them in here. What they should have done is put a cinch strap right here so that you can loosen it, get your poles in there, and then crank it down really tight. It doesn't even really have to be elastic. The other thing is that the way this whole pack is implemented, you have these two massive stretch pockets down here at the bottom, but once you put poles on, it's almost impossible to store anything in these pockets, and it's like really hard to actually get anything out once you do. And the last dislike that I had, and I mentioned this before, but I have to say it again, is that these pockets back here are pretty much inaccessible when you're running. So if you put anything back there, you're gonna have to take the pack off to get it out. That's a little bit unfortunate. It would have been nice if there was kind of some access to this big, huge pocket back here through the sides. It would have been super sweet if there would have been zippers on each side here to where you could zip in and out. I mean, maybe like put one zipper on this side that reaches into the big pocket, and then put another zipper on this side that reaches into this small kind of like elastic pouch right here. That would have been so sweet, because then you could have accessed everything in your back. But as it is right now, you put something back there, it's there until you stop and take the pack off. And I don't want to kind of just leave it at that. Since Ultimate Direction did send this out to me, I would kind of offer back a wish list, things that I wish that they would do, or ways that I think they could improve this vest. And the first thing would be give us 2 water bottle spots, maybe like keep the burrito pocket, but this kind of like non-stretchy pocket that's behind the burrito pocket, maybe just make that an extra water bottle spot. So that way, if I could get 2 water bottles in here, I think I would definitely be able to recommend this to Ultrarunners. I think it would be really great for 100 milers in that situation, because then you could have 2 bottles up front and you could have a lot of different storage options up front, plus all of the kind of inaccessible storage in the back of all of your maybe like cold weather gear or extra nutrition that you're gonna be probably stopping to get out anyway. And then once again, I did mention this, but I'll say it again. I wish I could access the big, huge back pockets while the pack was on me. That would be really great. And then last thing as a wish list is give us a cinch strap right here for my trekking poles. Like, had this trekking pole system been a little bit easier to get my trekking poles in and out of, I probably could have accepted the fact that I lose these pockets down here. But as it stands, I kind of just felt like I had to fight with my trekking poles. So that's it. To kind of wrap this up and give you my final thoughts on the Ultimate Direction Adventure Pack. I just really feel like this is super, super close to being able to consider for ultra marathons, but currently I would consider this more of a day pack, hiking pack. I think this could be a really great option for this potential adventure I have in the Rocky Mountains coming up this summer. I think this pack could be really great for cold weather events or cooler weather where you have a lot of options to get water from either aid stations or maybe from springs or streams or anything like that. If you're gonna have access to water every couple miles, you might not need 2 bottles up front. So, you know, maybe certain situations this would really, really work. This one priced at $180 is going to be pretty steep for what it's offering Ultrarunners. And so for that, I can't recommend this to trail and Ultrarunners. As far as am I gonna keep this in the rotation? Am I gonna continue using this? I think absolutely yes, especially in the winter months where in the Midwest, I don't need a whole lot of hydration, but I do want a lot of pockets up front to be able to store things like gels, headphones, iPod, GoPro, any sort of stuff like that. And I want some options in the back, maybe some extra clothes or something like that, where I can zip up and just keep them stowed safely back there, but don't need them immediately. If I do need something back there, I can just take the vest off and pull it out. But I'm not going to use this for 100 milers or any type of trail running. But that's it for me on this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and consider subscribing so that you can see when I post again. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you again soon. Bye.